Good afternoon to everyone who's in Australia, and a very good evening to everyone who's in America. It's 4:41 in California. I live in the Bay Area. My name is Pawankumar Sharma. I'm currently a student at the University of the Cumberlands, Kentucky, just waiting to defend my dissertation. I and another colleague of mine who became a doctor in the last semester, Mr. and Dr. Bibhu Dash, we studied together and we did some research on one of my former products, Microsoft Teams. So before working at Walmart as a staff product manager for last mile delivery, which I have been doing for the past more than a year, I was a technical program manager embedded with Microsoft Teams and working at Microsoft in Seattle, Redmond. So this is actually my former product that I'd be talking about. I think Microsoft has been kind enough for me to permit and write a research paper about it, but there are certain confidentiality clauses that still hold me responsible to not divulge too much of the information that was there in the public domain. But thankfully, I've been able to do some research along with my colleague, Dr. Bibhu Dash. And basically what we researched on is using artificial intelligence to filter out any type of noises that includes barking, typing from video calls in Microsoft Teams. So that's my background and that's my rationale to actually write the paper on this subject. So let me start the presentation. As you all know, technology is evolving at a very high speed to make human life better. Microsoft is among the technologies implemented to make communication efficient and effective. Due to high competition level in the industry, Microsoft has to identify strategies to help them remain competitive in the modern world. And Microsoft developed some new features after Google Hangout chats and Facebook Workplace exceeded 44 million daily active users. Such features including raising a hand to indicate an individual has something to mention, offline or minimal bandwidth, and even text and write replies when the network is poor or unavailable. Additionally, the team also developed a feature where chats would pop up at a different window. And after all the improvements, a unique aspect still stood out: real-time noise suppression. This Microsoft team had to identify strategies through artificial intelligence to minimize disturbing background noise when calling. Almost every individual has experienced distractive background noise when communicating via call. In most cases, individuals ask the other person to mute or move to a calm place for communication to be effective. Such noise is called real-time noise. The real-time noise dominance can filter out an individual typing on their keyboard when a meeting is in progress, thus filtering out individuals make noise or in a noisy environment would enhance effective communication for individuals who are serious about the meeting. With the help of artificial intelligence, Microsoft Teams will eliminate background noise in real time so that individuals will listen to the voice only on the call. According to Hubbard and Bailey, the application of cooperation and video conferencing instrument has risen significantly since the coronavirus pandemic. Microsoft is directing Teams as the remedies for business and consumers, a section of the Microsoft 365 subscription suite. The Microsoft organization depends on machine learning proficiency to ensure that artificial intelligence is among the significant differentiators. When attained, real-time noise separation in homesteads and organizations will be a thing of the past, and communication will be more efficient and effective. Moving on to our next slide. So this current slide talks about the communications technologies that are currently employed at Skype, Microsoft Teams, and Skype Business that have experienced noise distraction for a long time. Various communication instruments and video conferencing applications still experience noise suppression issues. However, noise suppression only deals with stationary noises, such as the noise produced by a computer fan or an air conditioner in the background. Traditionally, noise suppression could be addressed by determining speech pauses, approximating the baseline noise, supposing that the background noise remains constant, and filtering it out. Microsoft Teams are working towards suppressing non-stationary noises such as opening the door or a dog barking. This step will be achieved using machine learning, where a training set will be developed with multiple representative noises. The Microsoft Teams has recently developed a training program to conduct further research on avoiding real-time noise when video calling. The training sets to be developed will have unique features because they will have special data sets to ensure specific noises are not filtered out. The noises to be left unfiltered include sound from musical instrument, real-time noise cancellation, singing and laughing. The noises will be unfiltered because the Microsoft team can't separate sounds from human voices. Thus, only distractive noises will be eliminated. Moreover, it is impossible to filter out some noises because undesirable noises appear in the gaps between the speech and overlay with the speech. When an individual's noise and speech overlap, it isn't easy to distinguish between them. Thus, Microsoft Teams will train a neural network to differentiate between noise and the speech using artificial intelligence. Moving on to the next slide. So Aisha, a communications official in Microsoft team, tried to relate machine learning approaches for noise cancellation with machine learning methods for speech recognition. Eichner found that a massive corpus of consumers talking into the microphone for voice recognition should be recorded. After recording, human beings should be requested to make the voice information by recording what has been stated. Rather than mapping the Microsoft input into written words, individuals will attempt to change from noise to clear speech in noise cancellation. With such strategies, Microsoft Teams will train the model to comprehend the variation between speech and noise, and the model will learn to maintain the speech. In developing the training dataset, Microsoft Teams took thousands of dissimilar speakers with more than 100 forms of noises. The team then integrated the noiseless clear speech with noise to feign a microphone signal. The training model is then fed with clear speech as the foundation of truth. The team inquires from the training model to abstract a pure signal and its features from noisy data. Therefore, the neural network is trained in supervised learning to identify the basic truth. According to Hinton, the primary truth is the speech in the microphone when recognizing speech. In real-time cancellation, the primary truth speech should be free from noise. The Microsoft team can effectively train its model by providing massive data sets of hundreds of hours of data. This model will learn to generalize and minimize noise using a clear speech, even if the speech was not part of the training data. My next slide talks about the methodology. So the Microsoft team used digital library, web science, Scopus, and Google Scholar to compile all the facts you need to know about how artificial intelligence is used to filter out background noise when video calling. The study used a search engine to find relevant results across various topics, match keywords to maximize relevance in this database, and offered thorough up-to-date research. Furthermore, the information gathered was filtered, and the team was determined to obtain results from only the published papers in the last 4 years. The research also ensured that the paper's findings are relevant to modern technology using artificial intelligence to filter out barking, typing, and other noise from video calls in the Microsoft Teams. During the research, the team ensured they examined the conclusion and the abstracts to filter the pertinent information to brief and make authors more confident with the research paper. The research is designed for a data project as part of the intelligence application in the Microsoft team in suppressing the noise. The application of the machine learning model is used for predictive analysis, machine learning services, databases, and cloud systems for storing data sets and big data clusters. Tools allow members to share the resources and create a consistent computing environment, not to validate and replicate the experiment. Now, what are the challenges that we face? Now, there are some challenges experienced by Microsoft Teams when relating the functionality with speech identification. Some challenges are that when matching speech recognition with functionality, some canceling sound noise becomes easy attainable, even if it takes place in real time. When developing noise suppression, it becomes difficult to get representative data groups to develop, minimize the model, and leverage machine learning proficiency. Moving on to the next slide. So I'll talk about representative of data. Microsoft teams spend a lot of their time understanding how to produce quality audio files that explain what happens throughout a typical call. The Microsoft team has a unique way of representation. For instance, male and female voices are represented using audiobooks. This enables the team because male and female voices differ in speech characteristics. Microsoft taped the information from YouTube, which clearly labeled and required the recording, for instance, music and typing. The Microsoft team must combine the noise data and the speech using the synthesizer scripts, which consist of unlike signal to noise ratios. The team will amplify the noise, reducing or mimicking various accurate situations developed during the call. Conference calls and audiobooks are different depending on the outcomes. Artificial intelligence noise destruction mostly depends on machine learning, enabling the system to differentiate between noise and clean speech. The main idea is to train the machine learning model to work in all situations. Therefore, it requires the diversification of the data, where the team must create a large data set to ensure they achieve the diversity of the data set. The Microsoft teams use the available data to collect specific information. This is done to ensure that the customer's privacy is maintained. Now, what were the confidentiality restrictions around this research? So Rossler states that Eichner team had no authority to access customer data. This is achieved because Microsoft has strict rules and guidelines that protect internal privacy. The Eichner cannot use Microsoft team calls. A smaller scale effort is created to ensure the accurate recording with various speakers and devices. All these devices must be tested to ensure they work before the recording start. This is done using a convinced training set to the test set to provide the intended results. The participants can only see and follow the conversation when they join the meeting. When individuals are dismissed from the ongoing meeting, they will instantly stop receiving chat messages. Therefore, no need to remove the participant from the group. Also, no evidence was left. For instance, there was no history of the meeting. Moving on to my next slide. It talks about cloud and edge that were used for figuring out to establish the neural network. By bringing in more devices and systems, the intelligent edge can collect more data, process it, and make it accessible to end users. The information is delivered by responsive and contextually updated apps. Combined, the huge computing power of the cloud with gradually connected technologies leads to possibilities which are multi-device, virtually limitless data, and the growing number of multi-sensory. Most machine learning activities are done in the cloud. For instance, in voice recognition, when an individual uses a microphone, that voice is sent to the cloud. The cloud contains large calculations that can run this voice and recognize the speech in real-time communication. The authors, me and my colleague, use the machine learning model to narrow the voices to fit clients. Now, let us talk more about the push treatment wedge. The push treatment wedge prefers the machine learning model to be live on edge and not on the cloud, since the Microsoft Teams is trying to limit the number of users on the server. The server plays a crucial role in video signal packets sent straight between the two members. Microsoft is responsible for keeping their servers from becoming overcrowded, determining the cost of each connection, and supplying extra network on the delay by creating a more efficient edge. From the latency perspective, when the image is set up for group calls through their service, the transfer of documents is costless since it only requires a cell phone, personal computer, or laptop to deliver the message to the endpoint. This is achieved when the central processing unit is not overloaded. All this processing equipment should be taken care of. For instance, the battery should be checked to ensure no fault is committed and progress continues without interference. Now, talking about the download size and sustainability, the Microsoft considers future progression in this section. Since machine learning work continues on a daily basis, the Microsoft Teams is developing a flexible system for future adjustment. Since the industry is trying to invest in noise cancellation after figuring out the first release as much as possible, the team will be looking for a new and better model system. The team should develop a model that affects the client size. The Microsoft Teams is needed to develop an app that can be accommodated on a phone, on a laptop, or a desktop. The app should occupy less space and can be transferred quickly among users. This provides future modifications for the app and systems into different models. Yes. So all the processes cannot go on if the machine learning expertise is equipped. Thus, the expertise should understand the purpose of the data collected and the sure models to use. The world consists of numerous model centers with much more audio expertise. Data should be open source to allow improvements. Technology allows employees to think outside of the box in developing various solutions to tackle challenges facing the current models. Machine learning expertise seeks knowledge from people, not from the collected data alone. So according to Yang and Mills, noise suppression exists in the Skype, Microsoft Teams. Skype for the business app communication tools and video conferencing app contains noise suppression. There are categorized under stationary noise, for example, the air conditioner and computer fan. The old noise suppression method considers the baseline estimate of the noise and the speech pause and assumes that the continuous background for the noise does not change, enabling filtering it out. Using AI, the Microsoft Teams indicated that speech pauses could never be estimated. Therefore, using machine language techniques to train the algorithms to detect various issues effectively, the bark is built in different forms of concepts. Technology has led to the creation of awareness that most people should be ready to copy. Connected devices have communicated more easily since the use of mobile phones. The introduction of real-time background AI noise suppression of the Microsoft Teams has boosted communication because the new system can suppress unwanted noise like slamming doors, shuffling papers, and barking dogs. Artificial intelligence-based noise suppression has a unique way of working. The creation of large data set ensures the achievement of data diversity. To achieve a clean speech balancing, female and male speech should prioritize collecting data from more than 10 languages. The languages include the tonal languages to ensure that the model does not change the statement meaning through distortion or the tone of words. Machine learning is also trained to differentiate the suppressed emotion in clear speech, such as crying and laughing. The environment in which an individual join a meeting is very important for the speech signal. For the model to capture the diversity, it is being trained several times in different room environments. Now coming to the results. The research shows that artificial intelligence can filter out barking, typing, and noise levels from video calls in Microsoft Teams. The use of machine learning can help in noise cancellation as it can differentiate between speech and noise as well as identify and filter out undesirable noises. Additionally, a training program can help create a training set with multiple representative noises. The deep learning models require a powerful training infrastructure and Microsoft Azure to give the team a wider view to developing a more improved version of the machine learning model. AI technologies can help users find the right information presented in the right place to solve a specific task. Additionally, AI can make specific notes and assign tasks after the meeting, monitor the assigned tasks, summarize the content, and monitor the deadlines. AI has the potential to make video calls more efficient and productive and reduce frustration among individuals. Finally, coming to conclusion and recommendation. So our recommendations are identifying the representative set that computers and people in various applications can use. The representative set consists of selective models from the subset of the original data set, whose function is to capture more important information more effectively from the data sets. Being innovative with the office layout is an appropriate way to filter barking, typing, and noise. For example, desks and systems in groups help compartmentalize barking and noise and use sound-friendly furniture. This report finds the use of acoustic wall panels essential for noise filtering. In any building, they should use sound-absorbing walls which effectively combat noise. Improve insulation by using materials that are effective in sound reduction. Unforgiving floor surfaces such as porcelain, ceramic, and concrete contribute to massive noise, while the carpet is the best solution for noise reduction. Also, LVT flooring is the alternative to easy maintenance and selection of design options that boost sound absorption. Finally, coming to the conclusions, separating the signal from the noise is important to the dataset because it improves performance. For instance, overfitting affects machine learning. The algorithm can consume noise as a pattern and then generalize it. Hence, it is important to cancel noisy data from the signal. The occurrences of noisy data in the Microsoft Teams can impact meaningful information. Noisy data can lead to a decrease in classification accuracy or poor results. Many identification techniques can be assembled, but only one can work efficiently. Polishing techniques improve classification accuracy compared to robust and filtering techniques, although they contribute to some data sets and Microsoft errors. The Microsoft Teams offers solution support services and verifies the computer system, facilitating the cloud-based solution and sharing the information using the computing resources. Using artificial intelligence enables solving noise, barking, and typing problems due to its efficiency and the CAPS mode to conduct some signals. These are some of the references that I have used in our research, me and my fellow author. And then finally, I'd like everyone who's here to thank them, giving me an opportunity to present my paper and being in such a distinguished category. Let me know if anyone has questions.